Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, the 23rd of May. Is that right? Yes, it is. And yesterday, before my Star Wars game started, my friends were talking about the downturn in population in Star Wars The Old Republic. This is a direct effect of the quick grind to 50 that a lot of people signed in, did, and then left. And they only really experienced it with one character. Now, admittedly, planetary storylines are static, but every class has its own storyline. So technically, you could easily play the game 8 times and have a wholly different experience. And in fact, you could, say, play it 16 times and have different experiences as well. But my friends were lamenting the fact that a significant portion of the population just doesn't play. Or when they do play, they're only interested in the high-end content. So, they're wandering around on the capital world and there's 2 to 10 people there. They're wandering around on a higher level world and there's nobody there but them. I mean, I experienced this, but I didn't mind it too much. It was nice, it was quiet, I could focus. But the way one of my friends put it is that it's essentially a single player game that you have a subscription for. And that's how it's come out to him thus far. Now, admittedly, there are a lot of things to do at high level, but they are repeatables. And after a few rounds of repeating them, you get kind of tired. There is the PvP, which if you haven't been doing it all along, apparently you have a hard time with it at 50. There is operations, there are hard mode flashpoints, there are the daily missions on Corellia and every world that has a heroic, and so on and so forth. There's also space missions, but like I said, they're repeatables, so they get stale after a while. And they have been, with 1.2, they did release some new content, a little here, a little there. Overall, pretty good, and I was pleased with it. But I guess it wasn't enough for some people. And so you had that entire horde of people sign into the game to be the first to get to 50, and then log out, cancel their subscription, and move on. And I don't know, I guess that might be the world of internet gaming that we're playing in that doesn't exactly foster a kind of loyalty, because there's always the next best thing over the horizon. With Tor right around the corner after that, it was Mass Effect 3. Right after that, we have Diablo 3. Coming up this summer is MechWarrior Online. Coming up shortly thereafter, we're going to see a whole slew of new games coming this fall with Assassin's Creed 3, XCOM Enemy Unknown, things like that. So people's attention spans have also grown shorter, and an MMO requires a loyal base of players. So World of Warcraft got in at just the right time to have that loyal base of players. Now, they've developed some bad habits, but, that's neither here nor there. So, they come over to Star Wars The Old Republic. It's Star Wars. It's new. It's fresh. They're there for a few weeks. They hit 50 on one character, and they ditch. Because they've already invested so much time in other projects. So, I don't know. The story about... I heard a story yesterday, or read one as well, that BioWare had to lay off a bunch of people. And that usually happens after a major title launches. There is a reorganization within the company. They have to trim the fat because they're no longer... because now they're taking in maintenance money, subscriptions and things like that. And if they don't have any other projects on the side, like I don't know if BioWare is planning on releasing any new games anytime soon, but Mass Effect 3 and Star Wars The Old Republic were the latest 2 releases, and Mass Effect 3 came out in March, and here it is May. So I can definitely understand layoffs throughout the company. I'm assuming that they are everything from assistants to interns. So, um, and I'm hoping those people are well taken care of. I know they will be. It's BioWare. I have faith in the company of BioWare and the people who run it. Not so much the people who own it, like EA, but, BioWare. I have a firm belief that they're good people. So I'm not concerned about Star Wars: The Old Republic, but I am keeping an eye out. I have faith that they will last out through the rest of the year easily. Come next year, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the updates 1.3 and 1.4 will do for us. I am looking forward to 1.3. I'm very excited about it. There is the option for character transfers coming up in the next update. They're not going to do, I hope they don't do what Galaxies did and charge you money to transfer your character, because that was bull. And in this case, I know I'm going to have some friends switching away from the Sith Worm server because the population has just dropped. Guilds have literally been dying left and right because there just aren't people playing. That said, there are a lot of servers, and if people consolidate themselves onto a few servers, all will be good. BioWare doesn't necessarily have to keep all the servers running all the time, so, Or, I mean, even if they do, if there's nobody using the server, I'm sure they have a funneling mechanism for resources. I hope they do. That way they could save a little bit of cash. Anyways, I've gone on long enough about this. I am optimistic about the future of Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I see this layoff of employees as just the standard comings and goings of business. It's the price of doing business as these companies. In the gaming industry, people come and go a lot. Fortunately, the gaming industry tends to take care of its own. Not always, but there are signs that point to companies doing the right things. Case in point, BioWare. But also, I'm optimistic that Star Wars: The Old Republic will bounce back, and people will come back time and again for the updates, and they may even stick around. Kind of like, Star Trek Online has these population spikes where everyone goes away for a while, and then they release new content, and everyone comes back, and then they go away for a while, new content, come back, that sort of thing. So anyways, that's enough of me. Until next time.